Hi, my name is Martin. I will be doing this presentation on effective communication and career planning. Why do athletes have interviews? Athletes do interviews because the reporters want to know things about their personal life and also to discuss any issue they have within the sport. After discussing these, reporters will put the information in newspapers and in the news. For example, John Terry and Samuel Eto'o, after a game, given an interview about the game after Chelsea won 3-1 against Manchester United, and give the reporters information on how they won. Different ways reporters get information about the athletes. Reporters go deep into athletes' lives to get all the information they want to know before asking them in the interview. Such as they go on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat. Because if an athlete such as Frank Lampard posts something on Instagram, the reporters want to know where he is. Some even go out of their way to find where they are, to take photos of them and then put into the newspaper and the news to show where they are and what they're doing. Different types of interviews that athletes are required to do, such as in the newspapers, going onto a radio station, such as you can see, Usain Bolt is in a radio station talking about his career, even on television, before and after the game. There are different types of interviews that athletes can be interviewed. This is so the interviews get the gossip from the athletes on their careers and even in a match. Significant others to have interviews / meetings with. Public and fans. Fans will be waiting for the players before the game and maybe after for signatures with them and a photo. Some interviews will be with coaches and managers to decide the starting 11, how the training went, so that they decide who and where the players will play in. Agents are when the players want to know if they can have a contract extension, and if the player wants to find a new club, they will have to go to the agents and talk to them. Meetings with team colleagues on the pitch will be deciding who will take a free kick or corner and where the players will be positioned. Difference between communication with different types of media. Interview with a sponsor. When talking to a sponsor, you are more formal than the way you are talking to your manager. The athletes will ask open and closed questions, such as a closed question will be, am I going to be in a starting 11? A open question will be, why am I not getting any starts? Interview with a manager. The manager of the athlete will get them to answer questions about the game and maybe training, so they know how to improve something for the athlete which they need to improve. As you can see, when you're on the radio, athletes don't need to show body language as they are in a studio. Such as you can see Tom Daly on 95.06 Capital FM. Why is it important to plan an interview for an athlete? What questions will come up? Such as they will ask for the athlete's best achievements, their health, and their goals for the future, and where they got their inspiration from. Athletes need to be ready for any interview questions that could come up, even if they are personal questions, because if an interviewer asks a personal question, the athlete might not want to answer the question because it's too personal, which could make them upset and make them walk away. Why is it important to plan your career and have a backup plan? Reasons for a backup if it not working for the athlete, such as the athlete could pick up an injury during a match, which could be serious, a illness which they cannot continue playing, or even a fallout with a coach of the club. Becoming an athlete requires lots of hard work and determination to be at the right level. Backup. In any sport you will always need a backup because it could happen at any time. So you will need to have a backup plan if anything goes wrong, such as injuries and that. These are some reasons on why they will need to go in a backup, in such as injuries, arguing with a manager or coach, such as Balotelli arguing with his manager, a serious injury, or wanting to move a club. Athletes and their backup career. Most athletes will go into a career with sport, such as sports teacher, coaches, sports scientists, sports journalists, presenter, sports development officer, physiotherapist, and a sports psychologist. These are the backup careers with the examples in the pictures, such as a sports journalist has people on the computers watching a game, a coach which is teaching young kids on a sport, and a PE teacher telling a class on what to do in their sport. Becoming a PE teacher. Becoming a PE teacher, you will need to go to university and have to complete the whole 4 years to be a licensed teacher. Skills you will need to have is to have knowledge on the sport, need to be a good people person, good organisation skills, planning on what you will need to teach, good communication skills, and good leadership skills. The qualifications for this is that you need to have GCSE and the post-16 qualifications that are relevant, such as an A-level sport or BTEC sport, and they will need a undergraduate degree followed by a PGCE or school direct. Having to have a DBS check so they know you're not putting the kids in danger. The whole course will cost £9,000 to do. Also, you will need to find a school that will take you. Also, a PE teacher will get paid £16,200 to £46,500 a year. Goal setting and SWOT analysis. What does SWOT stand for? SWOT stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. They need to look at the skills they already have to see which one they can develop in the future and improve on it. The picture shows what strengths are what the weaknesses are, the opportunities, and the threats that they might have, and breaks it down. SWOT. Strengths. This is to outline the strengths that the athlete has to know what he doesn't really need to work on in the next training session. Weaknesses. This is so the athletes knows what they need to improve on for the next game. Opportunities are things they are able to do. Threats are things that will affect the performance, such as injuries, illness, and club management, which could have arguments between the player and the manager. How do they help an athlete to plan their career? Short-term goals means runs for a month, from day one to a month, and maybe over. Medium goals are this runs between 1 month to 6 months. Anything between 1 month to 6 months is a medium-term goal. Long-term goals. This runs over years. So anything they want to improve and have a long-term goal will go over years, such as could go over 1 year or 2 years. John's one analysis of football. Strength. One of John's strengths is his passing and moving, as when he gets the ball and passes it, and when he quickly moves into space to get the ball back when his teammates have the ball. Weaknesses. John's weakness is shooting because he's always off target. When he is shooting outside the box, and sometimes when he is in the box, and he always misses the goal when he's normally up close as well. Opportunities. To improve John's weaknesses, he could try to shoot inside the box with a goalkeeper, a shot at goal, then move back outside the box. Threats. The threats that he might have are that he might have no time to get a personal trainer to train him, or he might not have facilities to work at. Football, you need a empty field with a couple of cones on hand and a goal so he can practice shooting, and he might have not time for personal trainer or the money to pay for a personal trainer.